Alright, what's going on, my guys? It is your boy, Two Mics, coming at you here in the RPO BMX shop. And told you guys I was going to follow through on this one, so I figured each day that I do one of these videos, I'll go over like one of the things I do that involve refurbishment and just like some little things that will improve the part after its secondhand use, and rather than just giving it a nice clean up and stuff like that. And today I'm going to show you what we're going to say. I usually call him the BMX Whisperer, but let's say Tyrone. We'll call him Tyrone. So so my boy Tyrone, right, taught me that you know I knew this about the difference between cold forged and CNC'd stems. Cold forged stems are not meant to be taken on and off repetitively. They're both very strong. Cold forged is actually considered stronger. However, the cold forged stem will meld around your bars, creating a really good seal, whereas the CNC comes from a straight block of metal. Cold forged is like, I think it's a liquid. I'm gonna have to look into it, but I believe it's a liquid, and then it's shaped kind of like a InvestCast dropout, whereas the cold forged is carved from a straight aluminum block of whatever it's 7075 T6 aluminum or 6061. But either way, when you get a stem and it has been pre-owned and you're not quite sure how many people might have owned it before you, how many times it went on or off, it's always a good idea to rethread the stem. And in order to do that, you're going to want to, you're going to need a tap and a drill. So what a tap is the threads. It comes in it's a piece about this big. You guys can see it here. It goes in the drill. You don't need a drill this big. It's just the only one I have at the moment, and it works really well for this because this isn't one of those things where your drill has to go extremely fast. You also don't even need a drill. If you, say, get a tap and die kit on Amazon, you can use what they call a wand, and that's just spinning it by hand. It attaches to this piece. I also like to have a toothbrush because these threads here are very sharp and made from steel, so they will collect some of the metal, and each time you do a thread, you want to remove as much of that metal as possible, and that is what builds up on your bolts and in the stem as you take it off, move it to another bike, take it off, move it to another bike. It just continues to build up, the grease builds up, and you need to clean it out, or that $80 stem isn't going to be worth the $80 that you spent on it. So got the drill. The tap's a little difficult to find. You have to find the proper thread count, the proper size. As you know, S&M will often use USA threaded bolts using the American system, and everyone else will use the metric threaded bolts, which sometimes are easier, sometimes, metric's usually the most popular. I happen to grab the metric one in the proper size. I'll give you guys the size. I don't think I have it right here, but I'm going to do another one of these because another thing that is good to rethread are female axles for hubs, because oftentimes those axles are floating axles, which means they don't have cone nuts that screw in on each end to secure it. So when you go to take the female axle bolt off, nut off, bolt, nut, the other side spins too. And then you end up using 217s or something. It can be a pain, and that's usually what happens when you're dealing with, refurbishing some older parts that are much older. But like I was saying, this is sharp, so you're not going to want to brush it with your fingers. Air compressor is good to have. You can always just blow it off with the air compressor. But if you don't have the air compressor, you can use this. What I'm going to be using today is the Primo down stem. I'm going to be rethreading it. This is a CN seed stem. I already cleaned the inside of the top out with Q-tips and a circular file that I went around it in, because when the bolts go into the top, they're not actually supposed to screw in to the top. They're really just supposed to fall into the top and screw into the main piece of the stem. However, a lot of times that doesn't happen, and your stem will end up being like this as you're tightening it, and you're like, what the heck? But they'll say, well, did you tighten it diagonally? That really shouldn't matter all that much. You definitely want to tighten diagonally, just because for I don't want to say tradition's sake, but it's probably the best way to tighten it. But you want to tighten it that way because most stems the bolts do not slide through. And when they don't, you definitely need to tighten each bolt down a little bit at a time, or oftentimes they'll just kind of like get jammed up on you and you'll end up stripping out the threads. So that's the part I'm going to be rethreading. And I have my bolts already cleaned. The top went in there with a Q-tip and, like I said, a little file, got rid of all those shavings. I also have a United front load that is a cold forge stem that I'm going to be doing, and I'll go a little easier on this one, but both stems will be feeling really nice and really smooth once I'm finished. When it comes to the bolts, this is crazy because I have something holding this up, but hopefully this will work. Yeah, there we go. All right, so you guys can see this. So when it comes to the bolts, the way I like to clean them off is put them on my impact driver, take something with a minor abrasive, like an old scrubby pad, and I just take it back and forth a couple times. After I do that, go backwards to get any of the scrubby pad stuff off, and you have some really nice looking threads. If those threads are pretty beat up, you may need to take a wire brush to them to dig out some of the aluminum, or something like this is actually really good to use. You can even use this to start with. I just don't like to get it full of grease and metal, but these metal things are really nice to use. I don't know if they're metal or what they are, but just basically you want to get all your bolts nice and clean. And then you're going to want to grease them. Maybe spray them down with WD-40 afterwards or before. I'm going to do one more of these. Another thing I've learned is that use dryer sheets. They are great on stainless steel for smoothing out stainless steel. So I like to collect those in, like, little plastic container or something, and because it's a pain in the ass to use one of them, you just grab a few of those, and really they help polish just about anything. Like, I'm not going to say use them on chromoly because I didn't research that yet, but any type of aluminum I've tried to polish, I've always had good results. I'm going to use it on this bolt here. All right. Still got some green guck. When it comes to the washers, I'm a little indifferent to that. I can do with or without them. But if I have it like 2 with washers and 4 without washers or something, or the washers are beat up pretty bad, I'll use the ones with washers on the stem grip and throw the ones without the washers on here just so they're even. I think as long as you use grease and the bolts are steel, because like you can get steel bolts, you get aluminum bolts. The way you can tell the difference, the steel bolts will rust a little. So if you're like, oh man, these are rusting, not a bad thing. The fact that they're rusting means that those things are steel and they are pretty strong bolts. And another thing I cannot stress enough, use the proper size Allen key. If this is like an S&M or Profile that uses a, what is it? This is a 6 mil, which most stems use. But then there's an American size, I think it's 5/8, that is a little bit bigger. Use that. If you don't, those small strips that you get each time you use it, they add up really quickly. They're like a perfect example of the 1,000 concessions to create a beta male, or betatization by 1,000 concessions. If you don't know what that is, look that up, my friends. This is what I mean by the washers. Like, I don't understand why they need to put the washers on so tight. They can't just have a bit of a looser washer, but I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes I'll grab like a wrench and I'll just stick it there, and then I decide if I want the washer or not, depending on it. But got my bolts over here, clean my bolts. Now we're ready for the fun part. I'm going to be using, this came with I got some clippers for my hair, and this is the kind of cutting oil that you put on the clippers, which is similar to a cutting oil you could use when rethreading a stem. You don't want to use anything too greasy. You can also use some sort of silicone lubes, but they're also will collect some of the little like metal shillings. But let me go here. I want to make sure you guys can see this. This is a plastic vise, so they're really handy to have, especially when you're dealing with BMX parts, because they don't scratch them. And I have the tip of this very clean. As you can see, it's spinning to the right, which is the way I want to go, righty-tighty. I am then going to take a little of the oil and put it on this. I'm not going to go drip oil in each of the holes over here. I'm going to just put a nice stream of it right there. And I'm going to start real slow. And if you don't feel any resistance and you're pretty darn sure you're in those threads, there, I felt a little bit of resistance. So right there, I'm going to go down a little and I'm going to bring it back. Your drill should automatically stop if it meets too much resistance, but sometimes it won't. Now what I'll show you guys here is, as it's coming out the other side, you can see the little metal shillings that come out, and it's clearing all of those out of there. Sometimes I'll brush them off, but I wanted to just kind of give you guys an example of what it's like to bring it back through. A little heavy, but and there you go. And as you can see, the threads look beautiful. They're going to look better later, but that's the basic premise. Now you can put this in a vise with in much different positions, whatever's the most comfortable for you. But remember, do not put the top of the stem on. And after each one of these, you're gonna clean it out. Maybe use a Q-tip, clean the insides. Then you need to clean this, re-oil, and then you're gonna do your next one, or this one. As for the side ones, the same rule applies. The first part of the stem should not have threads right here. Unfortunately, sometimes this hole is a little too tight, so you want to be a little extra careful and make sure that's lined straight across, so that you know you're going directly down. Then you're going to flip the stem and you're going to do the other side. All right, so if you guys have any more questions on that, I'll see if I can splice in a quick video that just shows what it's like to do all four. I just don't know really how to edit that well yet, so I don't know how to do that, but preparation is always key. Have all your stuff ready so you don't forget anything. Toothbrush, your cleaning products. If you forget something, go and grab it. And later, I'll show you guys how I turn these bars from black to this lovely polished color that's about to get clear coated and look fantastic. So, all right, hope you guys enjoyed that little bike hack. Your boy Two Mics. Peace.